Hello once again, friends and enemies. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host O'Shea, and I'm here once again to talk to you more about some card game stuff. Now today, in between our hiatus of the card game reviews, since it's going to be a little bit before we get back into those, I wanted to talk about some supplementary Magic formats that were made specifically to have fun. I guess you could also call them like advanced Magic formats. They're formats that go outside of the regular rules of Magic the Gathering. We've got a couple different ones here, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first and biggest one I want to talk about is Magic the Gathering's planechase format. You get a planar deck consisting of no less than 10 cards, and you start the game by flipping over the top of your planar deck. During the game, during any player's turn, a player can roll what's called the planar die, a 6-sided die where 4 of the sides are blank, 1 of the sides has a planeswalker symbol, and 1 of them has what's called a chaos symbol. You roll the die, and if you roll chaos, you get to do the chaos effect on the plane, and if you roll the planeswalk symbol, you get to planeswalk to the next plane. Sometimes, rather than planes, you'll run into phenomenon, which will just have an effect that happens really quickly. You do the effect and then you move on to the next plane. Players can roll the die once per turn, as I said, but if you would like to roll the die more than once per turn, you can pay in increasing amounts to roll the die more. So if you want to roll the die a second time, you pay 1. If you want to roll the third time, you pay 2, and so on. You just pay 1 more mana for the next time you're going to roll. Planechase is a super fun format, and I would genuinely recommend it to anybody that plays Magic. I personally think it's really fun, but it does elongate your games by at least double or triple the time that you would normally play a game. Next up on the formats list, we have Garuk the Slayer. When playing with Garuk the Slayer, one person plays as Garuk, and the other person just plays as a normal Magic player. The player that is Garuk has their life total tied to Garuk's loyalty. So the more they make their loyalty, the more his life is. When they get attacked, Garuk gets attacked. Garuk is the player. The player and Garuk are not separate entities. And that's really it. At any time, just like a normal planeswalker, the player can use Garuk's ability to help themselves battle out their field. And it's just a really straightforward, extra fun format for Magic the Gathering. A little more advanced version of this is archenemy, a Magic the Gathering format where multiple people fight one person, the archenemy. This is going to be played two-headed giant style, 2 or more players against one person. The archenemy themselves will have double the life of the other players and will have a 20-card scheme deck that they get to use. During the archenemy's main phase of their turn, they will turn over the top card of their scheme deck to get a scheme that has a triggered ability. Sometimes it'll have an ongoing ability, meaning that the scheme stays on the field. Most of the time, it'll just have a triggered ability. Once a scheme has been used, it goes right back to the bottom of the scheme deck, where if the game lasts long enough, it'll be used again later. Other than that, archenemy games are played pretty much the same. The only difference is the group of players against the archenemy can help one another. One player can block for a different player if the archenemy decides to attack them, or they can use spells to help other players out. It's a game of wits. Who will win, the archenemy or the planeswalkers fighting the archenemy? And those are the Magic formats for today. I just wanted to gloss over these really quickly. I thought it would be a fun idea to show you guys a little bit of these. Maybe it'll inspire some of you to pick them up and play them. I will say, getting the Garuk card wasn't that hard. If you would like to just have a fun format to play really easily, the Garuk card is really easy to get. Other than that, the archenemy cards are a little bit harder to get. Recently they did come out with an archenemy Nicol Bolas back in 2017, I believe, so that one should be a little bit easier than older archenemy cards. But ultimately, before that, the last archenemy set that was printed way before that. I think back in 2011. And then with Planechase, you can get the Planechase Anthology, which is, I believe, a $200 set of all of the Planechase planar cards, as well as 4 decks that you can use to play with during Planechase. Anyway, that's all for now. That's all that I have for you today. I just wanted to go over this really quick, fun little thing. I will see you guys next time, and until then, drink your water.